What's going on, world? I am Wesley from Aconnectiontv, the network, the one channel on YouTube where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences, and we are here with another Culture Club. Thank you guys for tuning in. The first topic that I wanted to talk about on this episode was the concept of Black Lives Matter. We have started this this hashtag, if you will, because numerous lives of unarmed black individuals have been taken by cops. And you know, this hashtag Black Lives Matter has been created to instill in the world that we matter and that you should care about a human being before you decide to take their lives, especially when we're unarmed and we aren't necessarily doing anything illegal. Okay? My problem with that whole concept is because I've been a victim of black on black crime. My question is, when is it a concern to you for Black Lives to matter? Is it only a concern when cops are taking my life, or is it a concern period? And I really feel that as a race, we're creating a certain picture that doesn't necessarily represent us as a whole. I feel that the picture that we're creating is one of, we want to feel justified and we want peace and we want, you know, equality when it's good for us. But at the same time, we'll be that gang member, we'll be that one that wants those Jordans that another black man is wearing down the street, that will cap someone because we don't have what they have, or that will cap someone for talking about them on Facebook, or that will post a World Star Hip Hop video, beat someone to a pulp because they cheated on such and such with their girl. Like, I feel that if you are that bold to create a hashtag and state that Black Lives Matter, that needs to surpass whether or not cops are the ones that are taking our lives, because blacks kill blacks way too much. Right. And that's why I wanted to bring this topic on this particular Culture Club, to see how everyone feels like that, or how everyone feels, period. So chime in.
We've talked about this before with the Rachel Dolezal, and I think the Freddie Gray, I think we've talked about it before. Me personally, yes, I do think that there are too many police-involved incidents, whether it be black or white. Yes, I do think that we have too many guns on the streets that's killing black on black, you know, white on black, black on white, Hispanic, it doesn't matter. But I think black people as a culture, we are afraid to I guess throw our, as you say, neighbor under the bus when it is a black on black crime. For instance, there's a recent case in Florida where this guy committed a murder. Some people saw it, happened to be white people. He went out and killed one of the witnesses. So he's now being sentenced to death. I say that because when it's black on black, not too many people are going to step up and really say something. My uncle was 22 years old, was older than my brother, which my brother was 21 at the time. I think about that age. I might be off a couple of years. But he got out of jail. He was in cahoots with somebody, probably one of his buddies. Got out of jail because he snitched. He name dropped his buddy. Next thing you know, it's a drive-by at my grandmother's house. My uncle got hit on the phone with his girlfriend, who was pregnant with twins at the time. Got hit in the car, riddled with bullets, ran to the backyard, collapsed and died. I think that that's what everybody's afraid of. If you start name dropping, it's going to get back to you, or you're going to end up on the news. Especially, this is a social media world now, that news organizations, and I work in TV, they are gunning for that that exclusive.
Topic, yeah.
That exclusive, and especially when it's black on white, or it's something that fuels the flame, basically. And if you have substantial evidence, or you were a witness to a crime, they're coming for you. So it's kind of hard, and nobody. It's just a fear, and especially in these cities that have gangs, especially Chicago. Chicago has 40 shootings on the first day of summer. As soon as it get hot, everybody come outside and start shooting. But nobody can step up and say, "Oh, it was my next door neighbor who shot the person right outside my house." I think that's the fear in the whole Black Lives Matter. It can be against somebody. And on the next tip, I know I'm talking a long time. On the next tip, and I think we've talked about this before, where we as a black culture, we just need to move past the whole marching and rallying. We've done it for so long. We started that in the 50s. Like, we've done it for so long. I know we've been hurt by slavery, but me personally, I wasn't a slave. Me personally, I didn't have to go to the white water fountain. I didn't have to sit in the black section. I didn't have to go to the back of the bus. So we as a culture, this day and time, we need to just find the next avenue, which is law, to change these laws, or be educated on how to change these laws, and to go about the right way of, if we feel victimized, or we feel like we've been a part of injustice, there's a way to do it. Because we know once you get in the courtroom, it's he say, she say, it's attorney versus prosecutor, and anything can go in the courtroom of your peers. Anything. We saw it in the Trayvon Martin case. Anything can go. So we need to educate ourselves. We need to get in the courtroom. We need to study law. It's not for everybody. There are people that are called to do those things. So don't feel like that you have to do it yourself. But it's somebody out there that has that passion, that wants to get into law and make a difference in our judicial system, in our government, to say we're tired of this and this is what needs to happen, and start changing laws. That's my whole thing.
Okay. I like the hashtag of Black Lives Matter, but I think the hashtag should be All Lives Matter. And police and officers have been killing people and doing stuff for years, even before we had cell phones that could take photos. And I'm from up north, I'm from Jersey, and so I've been with this struggle for a really, really, really long time. You can never have any proof. Nobody would, have their Kodak camera on them and then go to the place and develop the picture, and it was too much. So you can never really prove stuff. So we have that now, but all lives matter. But I think it all starts at home. It all starts with our race. You don't hear about Jewish people killing up other Jewish people in their communities. It's very, very, very rare. You don't hear a lot about other cultures doing that. And so if we start at home, when we have children, we can say, okay, it doesn't matter what shade you are, it doesn't matter how thin or big you are, it doesn't matter if you have $1 million or $10, you love that person, regardless. It doesn't matter if they're gay or straight. They're a black person, they're African American, whatever. They don't even have to be African American, but they're in your realm of your shade, and so you support them. We need to start supporting each other's businesses. We need to.
Right.
We go everywhere else to purchase stuff, except we're not gonna go. Like, we support every other business except our own, with the quickness. But we have to start within ourselves, because our culture is one of the few cultures that don't do that. And it goes back to slavery. Mm-hmm. I know we weren't we weren't a part of it, but it definitely helped mess with our heads and our ancestors' heads, and my grandparents' heads, and stuff like that. And so it trickles down. There's a trickle down effect. And so we have to really try to get past that. I think that if we start at the basics, start like at home, in the church, you know, start telling these kids,
Train them.
yeah, train them. Go buy stuff at the black corner store. Go buy stuff at the black grocery store. Go find a black hair store to shop at. We have to do that on our own. And then if we stop murdering and killing each other, I mean, it doesn't make sense to burn down your own neighborhood if you're protesting about something. That's stupid to me. Like, and so I'm going overseas in a couple weeks, and so I was like, I wonder if there's Uber in Paris. So I Googled it, and all this stuff came up. The taxi drivers in Paris protested against Uber, but they didn't just protest it, they took tires and burned them in the streets.
Really?
Like, how they get stuff done overseas is they protest, they boycott, they da-da-da-da-da. It's not violent, nobody's really being killed, but they find different ways of protesting to make their point known.
Mm-hmm.
And so Uber's not really a huge thing in Paris because the taxi drivers let it be known. They're smart, they're educated, but sometimes talking doesn't get people's attention. You've been in situations in relationships or friends, and you're like, don't touch the fire, don't do that to me, please don't do that, da-da-da. They don't listen, but when you scream and yell or punch them in their chest, then all of a sudden, now they're listening. And so I feel like it's the same thing with our culture. We have to be smart about how we deal with situations that affect our culture. We don't necessarily have to burn down our own neighborhoods. We don't have to kill each other. Figure out another way. And I love what you said about get educated about it and figure it out in that manner. But a lot of times the government doesn't hear talk. They don't hear this. I don't care if you're Regina Hill or anybody who's like a local politician. They don't want to hear that. But if you start screaming and yelling and making yourself seen and make it a national situation, Trayvon, for instance, that situation, they tried the court. It wasn't working, so had to go national. Like, had to tear stuff up. But don't tear your own place up.
It's sad that they have to do that. And back to overseas, burning tires and things like that. It's still a process that you have to go through. Because as they were burning tires over there, here in Orlando, they were taking the more civilized government lawmaking way of protesting Uber. So we didn't burn tires over here, which is a contrast to them. But it's just different ways that you can really handle that.
But
situation.
we still have Uber here.
We still right.
It's interesting how people find a way to deal with certain situations, because taxi cab drivers are mad at Uber. Just do something better or offer a better service. It's like Blockbuster being taken out by Netflix. Just do something better or offer a better service. Like, don't be mad because you didn't think of something that is obviously winning. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And to piggyback on the Black Lives Matter, I don't know. I will say that, and I'll probably get a lot of hate mail or a lot of hate comments for this, what I'm about to say, but I think a lot of the lives that we've lost wouldn't have been lost if we just would have acted accordingly.
That's true.
Because I was arrested in Atlanta this past January because I had a suspended license. I didn't know my license was suspended. Long story short, my license was suspended. The guy pulled me over. I was speeding. I could have been belligerent. I could have been ignorant. I could have been, oh, here's my registration, you prick. I could have gave him all sorts of reasons to rough me up, pull me out the car, whatever. I was calm. I was well-mannered. I spoke to him with intelligence. He asked me to get out the car. I got out the car. I didn't give him any opposition. Even though he called his fuckboy to come and be in front of me just in case this black nigga was gonna go crazy on him, I realized that as soon as I got out the car, I saw that there was a second guy that came here.
They're gonna do that anyway.
So, well, no. No, not necessarily.
Lately, in the past couple of years.
Well, that's because black people act ignorant when cops approach them. So that's why I'm saying, like, you need to stop acting ignorant, stop being a fucking monkey, and just follow the protocol. Like, at the end of the day, if they ask to come in your house and bombard your house and no search warrant, then yeah, you can act crazy. But if they're asking you to do something like step out your car, don't go rah, act all crazy and expect them not to do anything. I mean, you gotta be smart. So even when I saw a fuckboy approach me from my front and the other fuckboy was behind my back, I didn't go blow for blow and try to fight them. Like, for what? They're doing what they believe is their job and their duty to fucking do. Okay, no problem. So they put handcuffs on me. I got in the car. I was very civilized. There are so many ways that situation could have been played out. I'll just say that.
It could have.
And one of those ways could have been me being another Sandra or another Trayvon or another Gray. Like, but you just have to think. You just have to think about every situation that you're getting yourself into. There is always a consequence. And just because you're black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, your skin color will not protect you. These cops out here think that they are God. Okay, or some type of God. They hold all the power. They will never get in trouble or whatever. I don't know what goes through their minds. Or maybe, just think maybe. Okay, just think for a second. We've seen so many things in the media where it depicts black people as savages. Okay, all over the place. WorldstarHipHop.com is a huge promotion of black people being savages that can't think clearly. So if I pull over a black person and the black person starts to act all crazy for no particular reason, I'm asking them to do something, then I'm gonna feel like as a human being that I want to protect myself. Just think for a quick second that maybe that is a possibility. Okay, and then outside of that, you have the racist cops that just want to kill just to kill. But I believe that in every situation, let me not say every situation, but in more than one of the situations where we've lost our black people, it has been because they have not cooperated. Okay, more so than people that have cooperated. So that's what I would say to that. Jeremy, you have been quiet this whole video.
I was trying to.
Do you have any thoughts?
Two things. I wanted to say what you said about the protest. And I know that at this point we should try to move on. I don't think there is anything wrong with a peaceful protest. I think that that's just the way we feel as a community to have our voice heard. But when you also said, Dale, you said, I forgot just that quick, you were talking about, it was something that you just said, and I wanted to kind of piggyback on that. But I do think that Black Lives Matter. I know that. Oh no, it was about how you said that generations been passed down. That stuff has just come, and it's true because your great grandmother had heard it, and it just was forced on them, and then they heard it. So it's just a part of us now, and it sickened us and it's hurt us because we don't realize it, but we do, and it's sad because, you know, as a black male, I've been profiled, and it hurts because I do know that I have to watch every little thing that I do. If I get pulled over by a cop, I shouldn't have to be like, oh my God, okay, let me make sure that I say yes or no sir to them. I should be able to just talk freely like I want to, but I can't, because now they've made it so bad for all of us because they think you black. You know, I mean, just for instance, and I'm gonna share this story real quick. My car has tinted windows and it has rims on it. So there's no way honestly, my windows are illegal. The tint is illegal. And I got pulled over from another cop that saw me. He told another cop that I wasn't wearing my seatbelt. Okay, my interior of my car is black. There's no way you can see in my car, see whether I was wearing a seatbelt or not. I felt at that time that saw this car with these tinted windows and these rims, they pulled me over. He put me over, the cop comes over to my car. She says, license registration. And I'll be honest, my response to her was, why the hell are you pulling me over? And I was wrong for that. But you know what she said to me? I need your license registration. She said the cop back there said you didn't have a seatbelt on. And at that point, I'm wearing my seatbelt. She sees I'm wearing my seatbelt. It was no further than from here to your gate out there. There was no way for me to put my seatbelt on that fast. So she says, "Oh no, he said you didn't put it on." I said, "Hey, well, can you please calm down?" But you see I'm wearing my seatbelt. So my immediate response was, "Okay, I'm African American male. Let me dial 911." I dialed 911. I said, "Please, I just want you guys to hear the conversation I'm having. I can't record it because I'm on the phone with you. So can you just please stay on the line?" She said, "Okay, I'll stay on the line with you." The cop came over. She took my license, my registration. She walked back to her car. She came back. She says, "Roll the window up." I rolled my window up. She tested both of my windows, my front driver window, my driver passenger back window. She went back to her car. 15 minutes later, she came back and gave me, I had tickets in my hand. When she gave me the tickets, she said, "Oh, you can take them to court if you want to. You have 30 days to comply or whatever." I drove off. When I drove off, she didn't explain what the tickets were. She was a white cop. Didn't explain what the tickets were or anything. I pulled off and went to another, just drove around. I had 5 tickets. 4 tickets for each one of my windows. And 1 seatbelt ticket. And I'm wearing my freaking seatbelt. But I could have acted out. I could have been belligerent, but I did not. But she's still, in all of that, as calm as I was with her, "Yes, ma'am." She didn't explain the tickets I got. I still got 5 tickets. So it doesn't matter if you're nice. They're still gonna do what they want to do to you. And treat you the way that they want to treat you. For whatever reason. But I thank God that I did get the tent taken off of my car because it was illegal. But I took it to court. The judge saw me. He said, "Did you get your windows taken care of?" I said, "Yes, sir, I did." He threw my seatbelt. He didn't even address my seatbelt ticket.
Yeah, the only thing you have to do is just go to court and
all 5 of my tickets out. No problem. But I shouldn't have had to go through that. I got to take off work to now then go to the courthouse to get time for me to go in and see them. It was just too much. But you have to be careful. But even if you're nice to them, I'm wearing my seatbelt. I'm wearing it. I have my seatbelt on.
But like you said, those tickets got thrown out. So some things can be so small, and we can escalate it to be.
But the thing
more
is,
than it was.
I didn't know that those tickets were going to be thrown out. I didn't even know what tickets I received when she gave them to me. She was so rude and so nasty. I said, "Can you tell me what your name is?" You know what her response to me was? "It's clearly written on each one of those tickets."
Yeah, they're gonna do that.
I'm like, what was wrong with you?
But you handled it in the right manner.
I tried my best. You know why? Because I didn't want to be a Trayvon Martin, and I did not want to be a Michael or John or Chris or any of those people that have died for no reason, unarmed. I didn't want to be that person. So it's sad that we have to live our lives like that. But I do know that we do need to move on from protesting. But I feel like, because again, it goes back to what you said, because of the slave mentality, we feel like we have to protest now.
But I don't think we do have to move on from protesting. I think it needs to be non-violent.
Protesting is good, but it still takes somebody to actually go into law.
Right, because all protesting does is get their attention.
Right, it gets their attention, but they can go in and vote and say, "Okay, well, it's 2-1. It's 2-5."
Right.
And that's it. But when you actually start taking on law, start talking to your House of Representatives, really get in there and make a change. And you have to. It really takes sacrifice and hard work and time to really get to them. Just like protesting does. You can protest for a week, or you can protest for 2 years. But if you really want to make a change, you really have to stick to it. 2 days of protesting and burning down your community is not going to
I think that's unacceptable.
Yeah,
that completely is unacceptable, because now you're going back, like you said, we want to go to these places that are us. If they're black-owned businesses, we shouldn't be trying to tear them down or burn them down. These are black-owned businesses. And that's what we're out here protesting. Black Lives Matter. Now we're going to go burn down a building that's black-owned, or it doesn't make sense, because then they're looking at us like, okay, see, that's your problem. All y'all are angry. That's all y'all do. Y'all want to just fight and fuss, and, it's sad, but.
And that's what happened with the whole Rodney King incident and Crenshaw. They just tore down their own neighborhood, and it was scary. And I remember that like it was yesterday. I'm dating myself, but
sorry.
But that's what happened. But what if Dr. King didn't protest? What if they didn't march on during Selma? Like, there has to be some sort of act of the community coming together. And what if gay people didn't protest and march? Like, we now literally have gay marriage, and it was not violent at all.
Dude,
but
people have gone into and challenged the laws
legal system,
and the legal system,
They did it
and
the right way.
60-year-old women, her partner died, and she was like, I still want this. My partner is not even here anymore. She's gone. I still want this for me and my community. And she started it. I don't know her name. I know it's a white woman. But she started it, and she really got the conversation going, which made it to the White House, and President Obama did what he did.
Same thing for the guy that wanted to be able to see his guy in the hospital that was going through his situation.
Yep.
They weren't married. They wouldn't allow him to do it. I want to say he lived in Ohio. That's what I want to say, but I'm not exactly sure. But there are a lot of stories out there that led people to protest and sue and make things happen. Not necessarily, but the right way, the humane, diplomatic way. I do want to mention some names. We have Christian Taylor, Sam Du Bois, Sandra Bland, Icarus Randolph, Freddie Gray, Walter Scott, Tony Robinson, Anthony Hill, Akai Gurley, Tamir Rice, Victor White, Dante Parker, Ezell Ford, Michael Brown, Tyree Woodson, John Crawford, Eric Garner, Yvette Smith, Denise Trey Hamilton, and Jordan Baker, just to name a few.
And that was in what time frame?
2015, 2014.
Wow.
And I'm sure there were many more, they just weren't captured. At the end of the day, I guess we can sum up this by saying act accordingly. And then 9 times out of 10, you'll be fine.
Just do what I say do.
I say, imagine yourself popping off to one of your friends, and they pop off back. You know, that situation could lead to anything. So imagine you popping off to your mama, and she snapped back.
Cause mine's gonna snap back.
Right.
Mine's gonna snap.
Right. I walked out of the room with my head held high. My mama saw it. She came after me with a broom. Imagine.
I love to see TC ass book about broom. Cause TC got a smart motherfucking mouth.
I've been in a car on the way to church, on the way to Mississippi Mass Choir concert. Had my face looking out the window. My mom said, "Fix your face." Next thing I know, my face was on the wall, on the window of my daddy's truck. You hear me? And still walking in church. My friend asked me, "What's wrong?" Nothing.
Put your face off.
Nothing.
Right.
Imagine yourself doing that with a cop. You popping off.
You 6 feet under.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Though.
It's sad. People should act accordingly.
But we should.
But you're not playing with your mama. Your mama gonna save your life.
Right. But again, you shouldn't have to go to that extreme to where you have to be so, yes ma'am, yes sir. Because these cops are. Some of them go out and they live their lives. Look at these cops from this whatever city this is. I don't know if it was Mascot or wherever the city is. This local from here, but they're all a part of the KKK. So you don't know who you're employing. You don't know the entire force.
Let's just say don't do something that will require the cops to stop you.
Right.
Or require the cops to come. I honestly was speeding. He honestly had illegal tints. I mean, I know I was speeding.
Yeah,
he know he had illegal tints.
But he put me
you
over.
know you had illegal tints.
He put me over for my seatbelt though. He said I wasn't wearing a seatbelt. So I'm saying you can't see my seatbelt at all. Either way, the tickets got thrown out. Thank you, Jesus.
Right.
And I hollered praise the Lord in the courtroom.
Right. Just imagine if you had popped off. You could have been looking at something worse. You could have been looking at paying those tickets.
Y'all could have been looking at me.
Right. Right, exactly.
Get my 15 minutes of fame.
And we're not saying it's right that you're complying with their actions or their attitude or whatever.
But
we're
just
saying it's
don't
necessary
do it. Yeah,
that we as black men have to do it in this day and time.
Just be smart. Just be smart.
Just keep your calm demeanor.
Yeah.
I got pulled over one time and I was like,
do what you have to do. Fuck the police. They full of shit.
My wife
Because they do. They cuss them out. They say what they want to say. But I gotta. Yes, ma'am, no ma'am. And then you know what? And the thing about it, what's so sad is that those cops will see you, yes ma'am and no ma'am in them, and they'll still jug at you just because.
Just they want you to pop off.
But the
They
thing
want you
is-
to pop off.
but the
Pop
thing
off,
is-
son, pop off.
But even still, but it's those, it's the gay guys and those are the professional African American males that are gonna say, okay, I'm gonna try my best. Cause my immediate reaction was to call 911. I want you to record everything that's
That
going
was
on.
smart though. I've never heard
You know
that
what I'm
before.
saying?
I've never heard someone do that.
Because you know,
before.
I told you I went to jail because I was fleeing and eluding because I didn't stop. She told me you should have waved your arm out the window or dialed 911.
They probably would've shot
or
your arm.
something. And that's just what I told her. And yeah, this was in 2003. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
You
But
was
they do
was
that.
19 then,
But,
right?
No, yes, I was. Yeah, we're recording. Is this thing on? Yes, is this thing on? In 2009, I was 21.
So who will you vote for, Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton?
We have to pick one.
Either.
Right.
I don't think they're going to be in it in the long run.
They're not.
What? You think Bush got a chance?
Donald
I don't know who's.
Or is it these nuts?
I don't know.
It's not gonna be these nuts.
Yes, indeed. Well, I mean, we
I don't
already
know. I
know
don't know who
that.
has a chance.
We know that. But
But
I mean,
if you had to pick one of the two, who would you vote for?
Hillary, because Trump is a fool.
Yeah, he's just foolish.
Trump is just thinking of his money.
One thing they're doing, they're muddling Hillary with all of these questions about her email. People are tired of hearing about it, and it's gonna slowly just take her away out of the competition.
You think so?
And
Who do you think the final two are going to be?
and the Republicans, everybody's not in the race yet. I'm not gonna say that everybody that wants to run for president in 2016 is not in the race yet. Is in the race right now.
But the Republicans are definitely leading.
The Republicans are letting Trump do his thing. It's grabbing attention. They know that he's popular. They know that he has these shows and the crazy people are relating to him right now. But they are securing their vote. That's all that matters. But they're gonna let him run his stuff in the ground where people are gonna say, okay, now you're stupid. He's not gonna win the vote. He's not gonna win the vote for Latinos. He's not gonna win the vote for
I want to see some blacks that's going to vote for him.
gays.
Or gays.
Okay.
No, even the underground gays. 'Cause you can be underground and still vote.
If you're voting for Trump, you really are not in tune with your culture.
Well, a lot of the poor white people are the ones that are really behind Trump because he's brainwashed them basically. But the rest of the Republicans, they're like, he's crazy, but like you said, he's getting us publicity. He's going to secure our vote, and then we'll ditch him. After that, I would vote for Hillary.
He's bringing
Over
the
him.
drama. I think today's society is built on drama. So many reality shows, social media. Who did this? Who did that? Who killed who? Who's sleeping with who? He has that drama that everybody wants.
Because you can't wait.
So popularity vote right now, he's leading.
Right.
I mean, the fact that we're even considering these nuts to be at a 9 percentile, even like politics is a fucking joke. Okay, it's a fucking joke.
But honestly, these are just online votes. These are people picking up the phone and saying, out of the current candidates, who would you vote for in the following list? Donald Trump, Ben Carson, Hillary Clinton, or these nuts? Oh, I like these nuts, and that's what they're going by.
Right.
But a lot of people are also voting for these nuts because they're rebelling against
What we know, right?
They're like, we hate Hillary, we hate Donald Trump. They don't know who Ben Carson is, so they're like, politics sucks right now.
Right.
So we're just gonna make a statement and vote for these.
I mean, the
nuts.
last individual that won was George Washington, and since then it's only been a Democrat or a Republican. So, I mean, an independent. What is he? 15 or 12? Obviously, he's not going to win. But
He
I
can't
mean,
even run legally.
Right? Legally, he can. You got to be 34 or 35. 35. So it's just interesting that he has 9%. It's just funny. But politics.
Honestly, that was only one, I think, city.
But did you hear about the cat that was running?
Their cats, their dogs, their pigs are run every year.
This is just a hot mess.
It's a normal thing.
And these nuts said he want the vice president to be the cat. I can't remember the cat's name. But this shit is
stupid.
Like I say,
ridiculous.
social media flames everything. Everybody's always checking Facebook. Everybody's checking Instagram, Twitter. I knew that we were heading in a downfall when my job, or when the first time we quoted TMZ, I was like, oh hell no. And it's just been downhill since then. Like TMZ is a credible source now. What?
Well, they're not. They are better than
They
gossip and not media takeout.
Yeah,
They are better than a lot of the shit that's out there. If TMZ reports it, it's
but
pretty
they
accurate.
only report on celebrity gossip.
That's it.
And that's what we're taking. That's what we're taking sources from now. The national news organization, CNN, ABC, NBC, Fox. That's who we are listening to now. We're listening to TMZ. So you can just imagine what life is like. Like we really just need a social detox. I blame you, Al Gore. You invented internet.
I think Hillary's gonna be fine. Nobody's gonna remember this internet stuff. Like, who cares about the emails that, like, she used an unsecure server? Like,
Are we ready for a woman
It's dragging her
president?
down.
Are we ready for a woman president? I think women are ready for a woman president, and there are a lot of women in this world. And then you have the blacks that don't want Donald Trump, and then you have the other majority that don't want Donald Trump. So
I think we have so much national security to be concerned about that we just don't need somebody that's just going to talk off the cusp about stuff,
And who was that will talk
Donald
about
Trump.
Donald Trump. Okay.
Hell, even our vice president right now could talk off the cusp because we know how he talks.
He don't care.
He talks
So right, so
and they're talking about him running.
right.
Right.
So it's still open.
And there's another female.
We have to next November. We still have over a year to really.
Governor that wants to run. Female. I can't remember.
There's no telling. But the first general, I guess general election. I think it's general election is usually in June. So June of next year we'll know who's running. Probably by January, people are really going to start. Really, okay, we need to really just get on this. We need to stop the bullshit. But like I said, right now, they're weeding out. They're weeding out Hillary. They're dragging her in the mud. Every time you hear her talk about, she's talking about them damn emails.
Right.
What else can you talk about? We're tired of hearing the emails.
When's the last time she sucked Bill's dick? That's all I want to know. And on that note, do apologies make things better for you guys? If someone apologizes, does that wash away everything that person has done?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
It makes a difference.
Does it?
Someone sincerely apologizes because.
But what's
I think
sincere? What's sincere?
Sincerely,
Not doing it again. Actually showing yourself.
I don't know that at the time you tell it.
Actually showing change. Actually.
No,
My thing is,
how do I know that
like
I'm saying that?
actions speak louder than words. Like,
yeah,
you're
basically,
if you, I don't know, let's just say you said something about me, I didn't really agree with it, and I just come up and I beat your ass. I don't even know, no evidence, no nothing. And I'm like, I'm sorry. That's really gonna make the situation better for you?
Hell no.
It
depends on
It depends.
Depends.
Right.
If y'all can really be grown,
It depends.
if y'all can really be grown and really work it out, and if you are capable of accepting his apology, then y'all can move on. But because you got beat up or he beat your ass, you can't hold that grudge against him if he apologized.
But if
well,
it's
you
not
shouldn't.
If it was a sincere apology,
You should accept his apology.
I mean, I can
if he come
accept his
back,
apology.
if he keeps
He said-
drama and stuff, and he keep his name in your mouth or her name in your mouth, your name in her mouth, yeah. But yeah, I mean, like,
I think when you apologize, you cannot show the actions until after you do the verbal apology. So you have to give that person a week or a couple days or something to prove that, okay, you said all this.
I think you shouldn't do something that would require an apology in the first place. I think that if you know, I mean, there's a mistake and there's the obvious. If you know right from wrong, typically speaking, you should not put yourself in a position to have to apologize. Like if you know that your mom called the house, or their mom called the house, and she just got put in the hospital, and she's on her deathbed, and your mom is on her last breath of air or whatever, and this was a week ago that she called for you to give the message to your roommate, and you don't give the message to your roommate, and then your mom just happens to call, and then you find all this out, and that she indeed called last week. An apology is not going to resolve that. Like, that's what I think. An apology is not going to resolve that. Like, I just think that we put ourselves in situations where we think that an apology will resolve every fucking thing. Oh, I'm sorry.
That was so
I apologize.
I think that's another level.
What about if you found out that Jeremy stole your cell phone, but Jeremy was like, okay, I stole your cell phone, but I'm giving it back. I truly apologize. I just really needed.
No, that's not gonna. No, bitch. Why you steal my motherfucking cell phone? We gonna call that cop that pulled you over for your tinted windows. That's what we're gonna do. Like, what do you mean?
That's what you.
But doesn't it depend on the person? Like, if it's somebody that like you keep doing shit to, or you keep doing stuff to me, and then you keep apologizing, I would be like, no.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You have to show action
at that point.
But I'm just saying, if somebody's always having to apologize for you for something,
it's not sincere at all at that point.
That's not sincere.
I just feel like you said, you shouldn't be doing shit that you gotta now apologize.
Yeah, keep your fucking apology.
I mean, because I need to.
Like I said, people aren't perfect, but yeah, I agree. But people aren't perfect.
I think you'll know, like today. Okay, we all knew that we were supposed to be here at 8 o'clock, right?
Gosh.
We all knew this, right? So I come in, and typically the door is always on lock. Cause I be thinking they be in here fucking or something before we come in, because it's always on lock or whatever. So I turn the doorknob and it's open. So I'm like, oh, finally I get to walk in. His ass know I'm gonna be here at 8. He come bust, excuse me, why you need to knock next time you come to my motherfucking house.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, my bad. Now it's like, of course,
it's not the first time that this has done that.
No. I never am able to do it because the door is always fucking locked. I just said that.
Done it before again.
No, I'm not. But he come in busting out. I'm like, okay, my bad. Was you jerking off or something? I don't know. Excuse me. But at the end of the day, you knew I was supposed to be here at 8 o'clock.
I could have been there.
So at the end of the day, I shouldn't have been bombarded with all that aggravation and anger. Right. So you know what? I left the door. Then I came back and I knocked this time.
He did not.
And he opened it.
He was already in the door.
I know.
I was in my bedroom. I heard somebody open the door. I never heard a knock.
Well, not the first time.
And you didn't. And you didn't.
The first time you did.
You didn't.
Right. I done slept here. I done shit here. I done had drinks here. I done watched TV here. Y'all don't try.
Did you apologize?
But you still.
I did though. I did. I apologized, and I corrected the action. So did that resolve it for you, or you was just being a prick?
But you know what? No, you the one that you was the one that caused it for me, because then I got your ass into the stick, because when I just lightly tapped on the door, because the door was already open, and
because he went out the door. He went out and came back in, and he closed the door.
Because the dog always barks, so I tapped on the door and I just came in. Y'all don't never open. Y'all just
right. Oh,
just come. I was like, hey, my bad.
Was we not supposed to be here at 8?
The fucking door was open.
Okay, right.
Okay, if I'm
did all your masturbation.
It's courtesy to knock on someone's door.
But when I say,
and I tapped lightly, it's like, hey, I'm coming in. The door was open.
Not even that. But when I say, can you make me a drink? You can make your own fucking drink. This your house. You've been here all this time.
Now today I made you a drink.
Why I gotta make you up? Why I gotta do it? But I can't even open the fucking door. But I've been here more than 3 times, and I'm not a guest anymore because of the Southern hospitality. I'm like, what the fuck?
Okay, this is the conversation.
I'm sorry. I come from Mississippi, where all my friends say unless they are really bartending and they have a specialty drink. They say the first time you come, I will cater to you. The second time, you are not a stranger to my house. Mm-hmm. So go in the kitchen and make your drink. I already told you I bought liquor. We had drinks. Mm-hmm. You know why you are here.
Let me go in and throughout this house like it's mine, because that's how both of them preach. Oh, you done been here enough time.
No,
let me go in and out his house like it's mine. And he's gonna be like, what are you doing? What? That's not the right cup. You don't use that cup. That's not the right alcohol. That's my alcohol. And that's Trey. That's Trey.
That's the difference from living up north and having this down south.
Now you do.
You won't go in your grandma's house.
No, you
won't go in your grandma's house.
What you not gonna do?
Right.
What you not gonna do? Right. Let me bring Alex out.
Bring Alex out.
Who is Alex?
You know Alex.
Right.
Who is she?
What you not gonna do? Because you're not gonna lie on this camera.
You know you already know who Alex is.
Right. So let's not lie on this camera.
Don't bring Travell out. How about
knocking
that?
on doors.
That's my
because I apologize, but I don't think it resolved his issue, because then Jeremy came after and just walked in.
Yes.
And so
no, I didn't
had
just
an
walk
attitude.
in. I like lightly tapped because the dog was gonna bark, and I didn't want to hear the dog barking, and I just lightly tapped and like. Really,
So what scenarios does an apology matter to you?
Well, you need to ask Trey because he doesn't forgive and forget.
I forgive, but it's courtesy to knock on someone's door.
I know.
Before
let me ask you.
entering their house.
So if I stole money from you and I apologize, would you forgive me?
No, you know I'm already out.
Hell no, how did you get my money?
No.
It was on the counter, and I needed it.
no.
I had to pay my bill.
Fuck no.
Well, he sincerely apologized. He never did it again after that.
Fuck no.
But you just said
So you want to forgive me?
You a thief. You never come to my house again.
Oh, that's not
Okay.
nice.
Okay. So we gonna.
No,
This is what we gonna do. This is what we gonna do. This is what we
I
gonna do.
forgive you,
We're
but you never.
gonna go down the line and say, would you forgive me if I simply apologize? So start with me. I asked you about that. So Jeremy,
Okay, you already know where I go, but go ahead.
all right. Now, if I tasted your spaghetti and told you to your face that it was good, but then told Dwayne the shit was trashy, and Dwayne told you, and I apologize, would you forgive me?
Would I forgive you for telling Dwayne that it was nasty?
Nasty.
What would you?
I tell your ass you don't have to eat it again. You don't have to never eat it again in your life.
Would you apologize for that though?
Because he found out he was talking about him behind his back.
Back, right. And in that order.
Because you know what? I felt like you did it that time, you done did it before. So no, bye.
Okay.
How do you
So
apologize
Dale,
to somebody
if I
for-
come over to your house and
Talk about how my back is.
you have a showcase of like wine glasses, and I'm drunk, and I tip over the showcase and all the wine glasses break, and I say I'm sorry.
It's martini glass.
Whatever. Martini glass.
Okay, of course I'm gonna forgive you.
So
I'm
the
gonna
apology
forgive you.
would wash all that away.
The thing about apologies and forgiveness is it's not for the other person, it's for you. So I'm gonna forgive you. I'm never gonna forget it.
But would it
Yeah,
wash
but
it away?
you-
He's asking, would it wash it away at that time? So you be like, okay, Wes, there's no problem. I mean, I can get some more.
Like if he did it at my party that night, I know that he was. I know.
we're not talking about being drunk, love. We're talking about.
I thought I was drunk. No,
He
he
was
was
drunk.
drunk.
Okay, he was drunk.
So yeah, I'm gonna be like, damn, you know, I've been collecting them glasses for 7 years. I would be pissed
that's
off. I'll be upset. But
There's a lot of glasses on there.
Yeah.
But he was drunk and
I'm
he didn't
sorry.
do it on purpose, so I'm gonna
I
forgive him, but
apologize.
I'm gonna be pissed off. And I'll never forget it.
Okay,
But I
Dwayne.
forgive you.
Y'all actually trusted me to watch a house because I know he don't trust me to watch the house when y'all go. He has other people watch the house, but we're not gonna go there. But y'all actually
Jeremy's
trust
always
me.
here. Jeremy's here 4 nights out of a week. So
We're not gonna go there. But you trust me to watch the house, and
I
then,
trust him.
and then Israel runs away, and then you come back and Israel's gone, and I say, "Oop, I'm sorry." Would you forgive me? Would that wash it away?
Hell no. That's their child.
I mean, does he come back?
No, he's gone. He's gone.
Hell no.
Permanently. But he just ran his ass off because he's a runner.
Right.
He is a
Okay,
runner.
so-
I walked his ass. He's a runner.
I've been in that
Yeah,
situation.
you have to watch
I've
them.
been in that situation. I went to Essence 4th of July weekend. Had one of my best friends house sit for me at my old house. I said, I'm gonna be gone. Stay in my house. Watch the dogs. She called me hysterical on the phone. Sebastian ran away. We're looking for him. We're looking for him. She was bawling. She was, on the phone texting and blah 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 blah. The dog ran out the yard because he was a runner. What do you do? I mean, she's one of my best friends in the entire world. She didn't do it purposely. I had 2 other dogs. But, I mean, no one's ever dogged that since. Except one other person.
That's the best.
That's a hard.
I was upset. I cried. We looked. I still look when I drive through the neighborhood. I'm like, well, maybe he'll pop up. This was 3 years ago. But She didn't do it on purpose. I don't hate her for it.
So
she
an
didn't
apology
mean to do
does-
it.
an apology
But as long as I knew that you like. took
Yeah, I mean,
every
she cried
step
for like
after
a
that
week
to
straight.
rectify the situation.
Yes.
then I
She
just-
cried for a week straight because she
That's
loved the
sad.
dog too.
That's sad. Yeah.
So well, not only did she apologize, but she showed the emotion. So that helped.
That helped her case.
But the action afterwards is
So Jeremy, ask your apology
I'm
question.
just gonna say Israel better not be a runner the next time your parents leave, because I'm telling you, it's gonna be a disaster. My question to
Apology question?
okay, my apology question. So if your man has a friend in the circle, they got a little drunk, they slept together, your man apologized to you for it, would you then at that point, forgive him or?
Oh,
Okay, maybe I shouldn't ask the couple then. I'm sorry, because you.
I was saying, who's addressed to? So I don't know.
Well, this was addressed to you.
Oh, okay. You didn't call anybody name.
I know. Would you forgive one, the friend and your spouse? If they both came to you and apologized. I mean, of course, at separate times, but if they both come.
I would probably
Mm-hmm.
forgive my spouse before I forgive my friend. But that's kind of hard though, because I don't think you should be in any kind of situation to where you're too drunk or too high.
No, we didn't see you going too.
I'm just saying. You shouldn't be in this. You shouldn't put yourself.
would an apology resolve it for you? Yes or no?
That's it. For your spouse and for the friend. Okay, you've answered that.
It would
Right,
Next question,
right.
please.
It would
Right.
really no.
Ask Dwayne a question.
Honestly, it would really have to be in your heart to forgive that person if you love that person. If you think that nobody, then you won't forgive them.
I'm asking you. I'm confused right now.
It depends on my relationship with the person.
With the friend or with the spouse? Because
Both.
you did say you'll forget a spouse, right?
Both.
Okay.
I will
Here's what I'll say.
forgive the spouse before I forgive my friend because
Okay.
Here's
if
what
I
I'll
love
say
them,
to that.
if I love them.
Here's what I'll say to that. Sex is sex. Love is love. There's a difference. People can just fuck and walk away from you and not ever have to see you again. And people make love and there's connection and there's emotion involved. I've known people tell me that if they've been in a relationship and one went out to cheat, that they're not really concerned about that because sex is sex. It's if they've, have an intense emotion towards them, said I love you to them, they go out on dates, they want to dine the person, there's so many emotions tied into that situation that they've had besides just the sex, that then it becomes more of a complicated matter for them. But if they just wham bam thank you ma'am and walked away from the situation, they don't really care because the person in that relationship has taken the time out of their life to give to that person. So a lot of the situations where I've asked couples that kind of questions, they give me that answer. As long as I know it's a wham bam thank you ma'am, I can give two fucks. So it's pretty interesting. So
once you start putting the time into really spending with that person,
sex is sex at the end of the day, and we can get it from anywhere. But love is what
you can
counts.
get sex from anywhere. It's the only Apple way.
He said
It's the only
an
Apple way.
with Dwayne and Israel, so you get sex from anywhere. He said that Israel would be licking his booty hole,
I did not say
and
that.
Dwayne would be doing
You
something
said that.
extracurricular. So I mean, at
Which
the end of
is
the
what?
day,
Which is what?
you get sex anywhere. That's sex. 'Cause I don't think that TC would fall in love with Israel and
right.
commit himself to Israel,
Right.
but he'll let that tongue get up in that booty crack.
Put your head down.
And
Because that's what you need.
right. So ask your apology question.
Oh,
I'm curious to see.
To whom am I asking this to? Anybody?
Anyone. That's the way because Dwayne been quiet since been quiet since he got up on the stage.
Right. That part.
So if you are you first, let me ask you, are you like a jealous, possessive person, and not just in relationship but just like with stuff?
I can't be.
So if you spent all night making mac and cheese
or
and
green bean
you have
casserole. Green bean
leftovers
casserole.
or green bean casserole,
Yes, do green bean casserole. That's a special.
and you take it to work with you the next day, and you're like, oh man, at lunch I cannot wait to eat this mac and cheese. You go on your lunch break to pull out your container from the fridge, and it is not there. And you know one of your particular coworkers ate it, and it was your boss that ate it because it smelled really good. And she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, it just looked really good." What do you do in that situation?
You go and
Do you
pack
turn
it.
up? You act a fool? Or you just be like, "That's okay."
Say, bitch, where's your lunch?
Like the fuck?
Where's your lunch? Where's my gift card?
And you
Like,
smell it heating up in the microwave when you walk in the break room.
Well, all my bosses are from New York, so I could actually probably pop off on them, and they'd be like, cool.
They were like, oh,
But I mean,
man, you
I'm fat, so you know I don't like when people eat my food, so that's, no, I would not forgive you. It's petty, but I don't forgive you for eating my food.
So we've established that apologies aren't
Right, there you go.
always going to solve a situation.
Yes.
And my thing is, if you feel,
but like you say, action does.
I'm all about action. Because there were some people that were supposed to come here to film tonight, and they gave me an apology, and I'm like, you can take your apology and shove it. Because at the end of the day, I've sent multiple text messages to all of the people in the group, and although some people didn't respond to the text message, you already knew that it was there. So all you had to do was say, Wesley, I'm not going to be involved in the particular Culture Club filming tonight, but instead, you wanted to give me an apology, and so I'm going to say, shove your apology, because it's not going to
Well, I
resolve it.
apologize.
I would.
Responding to your Culture Club, but I'm here.
I will say this. Jeremy texted me earlier. He was like, "Have you heard from Wes? I wanted to do spaghetti. Are we still having it? Because I haven't talked to Wes." I was like, "I haven't talked to Wes today." I just think in a business mind, and you know that you're doing something with people.
You didn't get the group text yesterday?
I didn't get a group text.
I don't think I got a group ticket.
I did not.
Child
I
girl.
did not.
Child girl.
I don't think I got a.
Did you get
And
the
you
flyer?
know-
Did you get the flyer?
I got the
And you know
flyer.
what?
But that was like last Tuesday. That was a week ago.
last week with the
That
nice
was a
booty
week
man
ago.
on- with the nice booty man.
I just think when you're doing something, you should.
I'll tweet y'all
you
like
should-
three times.
You should actually
every
Okay,
once
but
every
you know
3
what?
days.
You should really follow up, like
You have to, because normally you would have done it on the day of.
right.
Monday. Hope that everyone had a great weekend. Hope everyone is still able to come to the film
I didn't
tomorrow
get
at
that.
TC's at 8 o'clock.
I definitely didn't
I
get
did
that.
You're
not
in the
get
group.
that.
You're in the, see your names?
But
There it is. See your
but
names?
where?
Everyone's there.
Okay, but
Everyone's
listen.
there.
Okay.
What is all these code names that you have saved that you have people saved on there?
Right.
Libra, Trav, Chavares from Florida. Dale from Ember. Jeremy from Culture Club. That's how I originally met everybody. Dwayne, Reggie Orlando. I can't keep up. I'm bad with names.
Well, I will tell you this, Wes. I do have.
But it's sent.
But yeah, I just think you should the day of, like when I used to host parties, I would wake up like, okay, today's the day. I need to make sure my security's there. I need to make sure my bartender's
And
there.
I sent a response today, and nobody responded to it.
Did I not?
What happened to a green screen?
Did you get it?
That
I
was
was
the-
gonna do the green
that was the
screen.
five-
I didn't.
No, I
get
was gonna
that.
do this green
And see,
screen
Wes,
because Reggie was supposed to be here, but he's not. So Reggie
I thought
was the
he said
only
this-
one that did not do his
Yeah,
opening.
he didn't.
So I was
said he
like,
wasn't gonna
okay.
name
He
drop.
said these people were gonna.
He said he wasn't gonna name drop, but he did.
Right,
That's
but-
fine.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
Now
Well,
you-
I mean,
now you have to
anyways,
apologize.
we bought them blunt. I'm not
Okay,
apologizing
but
for shit.
listen.
It is what it is.
But Wes-
So, yeah, I was bringing it for him because he didn't do the original opening. He was the only one that hadn't been able to do the original opening. So I'm like, if all of us are gonna be here, let's do a green backdrop opening. So I got my green screen just sitting over there in the fold.
Oh, where?
Over there.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
In the fold.
It's over
But he's not here, so I'm like, all right, I already recorded.
But I'm single. You're married.
Can you put that up? We're doing.
What you got on
This
here?
is on the app.
This is my
Oh,
job.
Jack.
on the app.
Right.
All right.
So
Do it up.
it's okay.
But anyways,
Right, but you need to really like send those messages individually, because I didn't get that message at all. I do have 105 messages right now that are unread. Go to my messages. Somebody just messaged me on
He
Jack.
comes out of that app.
Oh, you
he's just jealous because he can't be on it no more.
Oh, you can look. You want to see the people? Sorry,
What's his name?
that's just somebody that's dead. Somebody that I just kidding. But do you forgive him for that? Do you forgive him for?
He apologized.
Right. Oh, you haven't apologized yet.
For recognizing folks?
Who's on there that you recognize?
Nobody. It was somebody that you thought.
Y'all suggested a secret
All
society.
right, it is though. It's like the Illuminati of the gay world.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
indeed.
Especially for the single people. No.
Right.
So I'm so
Cool,
sorry.
I saw having Chipotle on there.
Chipotle.
The people that work there.
There must be a nice Chipotle on there.
Right. Half of the workers work at Chipotle.
But anyway.
But anyways, I love y'all, and I.
Before we started, just introducing extra things.
Okay. So this is completely like your site. Like it's
This
not
is
ran
my-
through a third party.
No,
This is your site launched by you.
It's launched by me, created by me.
And you have actual
Atomic Beats.
Bright lights in the